Good morning, children. The before class we studied about useful microorganisms, right? So up to there our useful microorganisms chapter completed. Now in the same lesson, how microorganisms are harmful to us, that we are going to discuss today. So what's our today's topic is harmful microorganisms. What's our topic is under microorganisms, friend and foe. Under that, our today's subtopic is harmful microorganisms. Our today's topic is harmful microorganisms. So, you already knows that because of microorganisms, we are getting diseases. We are at home. Right now, we all are at home and taking the lessons by this online method due to the microorganisms. How much we are afraid, we are unable to move out. These all because of microorganisms. We are becoming ill, we are getting diseases. These all by microorganisms. So, what we call that microorganism which enters into the human body and causes for diseases and make the person to become ill, those microorganisms are known as pathogens. What word we'll use for that scientifically? Pathogen. Pathogen is nothing but the microorganism, disease causing microorganism. What we call? Disease causing microorganisms. Disease causing microorganisms are known as pathogens. When pathogen enters into our body, it causes for diseases. Then how these pathogens are entering into our body? We are not wantedly going to them. We are not inviting them. Then how they are entering into our body? There are different ways for pathogens to enter into the human body. They may enter through your food, through air, and by water. These are and sometimes by some carriers. Carriers means this we will discuss in detail. Mainly by through your food. Whatever you are eating, through that they may enter into your body. Through air, for example, if you take coronavirus, why people are saying you don't give shake hand to anybody, you just say namaste. That's our Indian culture. That means the germs, the pathogens may enter into the healthy person's body from the infected person by giving shake hand. That's why everybody is telling don't give shake hand to anybody and frequently wash your hands. That means these are the areas to give the entry for the microbes. For example, if a person have cough or cold. When a person is having cough or cold, and you know they are caused by microbes like influenza, flu, virus, these are all caused by the virus only. So when any person have cold, when he sneezes, the droplets of microbes spreads into the air. When the same air, the healthy person, if he inhales, then from the infected person to the healthy person, the germs may travel. How they are traveling? When they cough outside, the droplets spreads in air. When he sneezes outside, the droplets spread in the air. That's why, especially coronavirus, everybody is saying maintain at least 1 meter distance so that the germs may not travel beyond that. That's why these precautions are given to all of us. Right? So this is the entry. This is the area how even the healthy persons are also getting affected by the virus because of the spreading by air. And you know, if we drink the polluted water, the germs will enter into the polluted water. The same germs will move on to our body and causes for diseases. And food items, when we did not wash the vegetables neatly, when we won't clean our food, fruits and all before cooking, and when the food is not properly cooked, those are all the ways for the entry of microbes into our body. So such diseases which spread from one person to the other person, especially from the infected person to the other person, the diseases which are spreading like that, those diseases are known as communicable diseases. What we call these diseases? Communicable diseases. What we are calling? The diseases which spread from infected person to the healthy person are known as communicable diseases. So, any examples can you give for communicable diseases? Like cholera. When we drink polluted water, the cholera spreads to n number of people. Like malaria. Malaria, is it spread by water or food? No. This is spread by, malaria spread by animals like insects. Those are known as carriers. So carriers we'll see now. What are the meaning of carriers? Communicable diseases not only spread through by the water, by food and by air. These communicable diseases can also spread by the carriers. Carriers are not causing for any disease by themselves. They are not causing for any disease. They are just carrying the disease causing germs from an infected person to the healthy person. They are the travelers. They are taking, just like a postman. Your relatives will write the letter, postman will just take that letters and drop it in your home. He is just acting like a messenger, right? He will pass the message from your relatives to your house. Same way, these carriers are not causing for any disease. They are just carrying the disease. They are taking the microbe from infected person and they are inserting into the healthy person's body. For example, you take mosquito. Mosquito itself doesn't cause any disease, but when it bites a person who is suffering with malaria, the person who is suffering with malaria, in his body, especially in his body, Plasmodium, a protozoan microbe will be. That microbe is carried by the, especially by the female Anopheles mosquito. When it bites a person suffering with malaria, it takes that particular microbe and when it when it bites to a healthy person, that microbe will enter into the healthy person's body, so that this healthy person also will get the malaria disease. So in this way, communicable diseases are spreading, children. And then if you take a female Aedes mosquito, if you see, it causes for dengue fever. Okay, Aedes mosquito also same way, it's spreading from infected person to the other person. The dengue fever, malaria fever, these all caused by carriers. Then what to do? How we can prevent these communicable diseases? How to stop the spread of communicable diseases? What we can do to stop the spread of communicable diseases, we'll see now. So, they are communicable diseases are spreading from one person to the other person in different means, by food, by water, by air and by the carriers. Now we are going to see how to reduce communicable diseases. How to stop the spread of communicable diseases. How to stop the spread of communicable diseases. One thing, as you are well aware about that, because the situation you are practically facing it, so you know very well how to stop this communicable diseases. One thing is, you should maintain personal hygiene. This is very, 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 very important. You should maintain personal hygiene. Personal hygiene means keep your body neat, clean, take bath and frequently wash your hands, and don't give any sort of carrying the germs from you to the other persons. Then you should keep your surroundings neat and clean. Especially the mosquitoes breed in stagnant water. Wherever the water is stagnated for many days, that is the area for spreading mosquitoes. There the mosquitoes will lay the eggs, and the eggs get matured and a number of mosquitoes will be produced from the stagnant water. And that's why you should see in your surrounding the water should not be stagnated at all. So, and then sometimes we will leave off our tires, vehicle tires, plastic buckets, plastic drums and all, which are not useful. We are leaving those in our surroundings. That is the areas where the mosquitoes can breed and increase their population. So you should, first thing, you must remove all those empty things which are not at all useful. And don't allow the water to get stagnated near your houses. So this first thing is personal hygiene. Second thing is do not allow water to get stagnated. Do not allow water to get stagnated. And the third one is, while eating food, wash your hands. This all comes under personal hygiene. Already you learnt it. And use the mosquito nets. Stop the spread of mosquitoes. These all can save us from communicable diseases. So now what we discussed, children, we learned about pathogen. What's the meaning of pathogen? Pathogen is disease causing germ, disease causing microbe. And next we learn how disease causing microbes are spreading from infected person to the healthy person. And what we call the diseases which spread from person to the person. Those are communicable diseases. How communicable diseases are spreading from infected person to healthy person we had seen. And we also learned about how to stop the spread of communicable diseases. Now we will see what are the different types of diseases which caused to the animals by the microbes we will discuss now. What are the animals or human beings? Diseases caused in human beings by microbes. Okay children, now we will see some diseases which causes in animals and human beings. What diseases they'll get due to microbes we'll see now. One is anthrax. Anthrax disease caused by virus in animals and human beings. It's called anthrax disease, especially in cattle. It suffered in cattle mainly and caused by the virus. So this can be prevented by not exposing too much of moistured areas and all. Okay, now some more diseases which causes in human beings and what are the microbes caused for the disease. how it is transmit from person to the person, the mode of transmission, and the prevention measures, what preventive measures we need to take to control the disease and all we'll see now. Okay. The first disease is tuberculosis. In a short form, we can also say this as TB. So this disease is caused especially by bacteria. It is caused by bacteria and it spread from person to the person by air. As we discussed before how diseases are spreading, communicable diseases, same way it spreads through the air. And the other disease is measles. Measles is caused by virus. The microbe causes for measles is virus. And it is also spread by air. Through air only it spreads from infected person to the healthy person. And the next disease is chickenpox. Already we learnt in our vaccines topic, smallpox was completely eradicated by Edward Jenner, identified some vaccines, and so that was completely eradicated from our country. But the another disease is chickenpox. Chickenpox is also caused by virus and it spreads, the transmission, mode of transmission is through air or by the direct contact. By directly contacting with the infected person, this disease may cause. And the next one is polio. Polio already we discussed, no? This is also caused by virus and it is through the air, transmitted by air or by the water. So these all the diseases, the preventive measure is isolate the patient. Isolation means you keep him in a separate room and all his personal belongings we should not touch. You keep separate belongings for him and frequently those belongings, all the needy things should be cleaned and washed properly, and isolation is the best thing for the disease. Even our this nowadays what we are suffering coronavirus also, quarantine they are taking the patient, and that means nothing but isolation, keeping separately to stop the transmission of the particular disease. And we can also control these diseases, we can also prevent by giving the vaccination at suitable ages, at the early ages, and some period of time doctors will prescribe you. First dosage when it has to be taken and the time for the second dosage according to the doctor's advice, we need to take the vaccination at the suitable ages. So these are the preventive measures for these diseases. And next one is cholera. Cholera disease is also caused by bacteria and this transmission is by water, especially polluted water. Long back people suffered by cholera a lot. So this is also spread by the food item like mosquitoes, flies and all. When they sit on the stools outside in garbage areas, these microbes will attach to their legs. And the same flies and mosquitoes will run to our inside our home and they may sit on the food items what we are going to consume. And these microbes may enter into our food items and cause for the diseases. So this typhoid is also, cholera and typhoid both are caused by the bacteria and by drinking the polluted water. Especially by drinking the polluted water, we may get these sort of diseases. And then what we have to do, how we can prevent these diseases means by maintaining personal hygiene. As we discussed just before, we should maintain the personal hygiene, neat, clean clothes we need to wear and continuous twice bathing and brushing your teeth properly. These all personal hygiene we need to maintain, and a good sanitation. We should see the water should not stagnate around our houses. The empty pots, broken plastic items, those are not to store around our houses. That sanitation we need to maintain. And properly cooked food, through the food, when food is not properly cooked, that is the entry point for the microbes to the healthy person. So when you are cooking the food, we need to take care that should be properly cooked. And drinking water, this is the main thing we need to do, that is there in our hands to take care of our health, is boil. Drinking water should boil before drinking. You boil it and make it cool, then you use that water. Lukewarm when you are able to drink, that's so good and prevent you from so many diseases. So that in that way we can prevent these diseases. And the next one is hepatitis A. This is also caused by the virus and it is also spread. The transmission of hepatitis is also by water. And this prevention is the best method is, just now we said, boiled. Drinking water should boil and then use for drinking. And the vaccination for hepatitis, vaccination is also available. The vaccination should be taken at proper time, guided by your doctors. And the next one is malaria. Just we spoken just now when we are talking about communicable diseases. No, Anopheles mosquito causes for malaria disease, and that is only the carrier. It itself doesn't cause for the disease. Only it is carrying the microbe from infected person to the healthy person. So it is caused, the mode of transmission is by mosquitoes. Then you know how to stop the mosquitoes, right? Use the mosquito nets in your home, use mosquito repellents, natural repellents use instead of chemical ones like burning the neem leaves and all we can follow, and spray the insecticides to kill the insects. We can spray the insecticides and maintaining good sanitation around the house. Those all can stop the growth of mosquitoes. So whenever we are able to control all these microbes, then we can be free from diseases and we can be healthy. When we are healthy, we can perform our activities so actively and you can do your work well. And so these here you are able to see different types of microbes. And first class we discussed types of microbes. 5 types we had seen: bacteria, virus, protozoa, and fungus also there. Fungi also cause for some disease. So that is called ringworms. Ringworm disease is caused by the fungus. So that people near the fingers, little moisture and itchy areas will come. So that ringworm disease is caused by the fungus. Athletes, most of them who wear the gloves and socks long time, for those people may get this diseases. So you had seen now how fungus, how virus, how bacteria, these all are causing diseases in humans and also in animals. So to prevent all the diseases, we should maintain the personal hygiene and also sanitation we should see. Those all keep it in your mind and be free from harmful diseases, children. Till now, we are completed about our what are the meanings of pathogens, what is the meaning of communicable diseases, and how these communicable diseases are spreading from person to person, how we can prevent these diseases. This all we discussed now. And we also discussed what are the different types of diseases caused in human beings. Diseases comes in human beings caused by microbes we discussed. So, you can do one small homework, children. Your home assignment is, you just go through the book and find out the different types of diseases and the mode of transmission and the preventive measures. For each disease you take, for example, tuberculosis is there. What is the cause? What microbe causes for tuberculosis you write? And what are the modes of transmission you write, and what are the preventive measures. So this is your homework, children. It's there in your textbook. Once you go through the textbook, clearly read it, and then same thing, just you write down in your notebook, children. Thank you all for in our coming class we'll discuss about the plant diseases, how plants are suffering from the microbes. We'll see in our next class. Thank you, children.